Hi, I'm Stephanie, and you're listening to At Home with AI, relatable AI for regular people. If you ever see me in public and I'm talking to myself, don't worry, I'm not losing it. I'm actually having the most productive 5-minute, quote, meeting of my day. Last week, I had the chance to guest teach an undergraduate class about AI. And one thing that really surprised me was that they weren't using one of my absolute favorite features, which is live conversations. It's more than just voice typing a prompt. I voice type all the time. This is a live two-way conversation. So it's just like talking to someone on the phone. In the Gemini app, this is called Gemini Live. In ChatGPT or Claude, it's voice mode. So why do I use this? Sometimes it's a practical reason. So sometimes I'm just tired of staring at screens all day. I also love multitasking when I'm like doing chores or walking. But beyond that, I really find it helps my brain organize information better when I'm talking it out loud. There's actually a real name for this. It's called the protege effect. Here are some ways I use this in my daily life. One way I use it is to learn. So the first time I used Gemini Live to learn something new, it was actually because of my elementary school aged kid. Like all kids, he's totally full of questions I can't answer. So we sometimes use Gemini Live to learn more about a topic together. And since then, I've really used it to dive into all kinds of topics like world history, psychology, football rules. I might start with a specific question or just tell it broadly that I want to learn about a topic, and then I'll ask follow-up questions. Another way I use it a lot is to talk through a plan. I do this a lot with work projects. I have about a 10-minute walk into the office and back from the office, and I try to use this to talk about something I feel stuck on. Sometimes I also talk through personal plans, like actually my Substack and then this podcast that kind of came out of the Substack. I didn't make a color-coded spreadsheet or anything, which is typically the way I might do something. I actually just went for a walk during lunch, and I started with a really messy thought about building an audience. I felt like I had something to say, and I was trying to figure out how to do that. So I can read you exactly what I told Gemini Live. I looked at my chat history. I said, I'm considering doing something like Substack or Medium or some kind of thing where I have subscribers and I'm wondering how people generally build an audience. So from there, Gemini started asking me to define my niche. And as I thought out loud, I'll tell you exactly what I said. It's kind of embarrassing, but I said, I'm a mom and I end up doing a lot with AI to aid me in my home and parenting. And I feel like that's kind of an interesting niche, being an, quote, AI mom. We talked through different platforms and where to invest my time. And I also kind of talked out how to make it feel inclusive because I didn't want it to be all about parenting. I want it to be for anyone who's interested in learning these technologies and how to use them in real life. So a few minutes later, I had a full plan and I didn't have to sit at a desk to do it. Another time live mode has really helped me is when I've had to ask about something I was looking at using video mode. Both Gemini and ChatGPT support live video, and you could turn on your camera and ask the AI questions about what's in front of you. I use this one really sparingly because I know it uses way more energy. It's equivalent of running a microwave. So if you use live video chat for 10 seconds, it's like using a microwave for 10 seconds. And I guess that's not the end of the world, but I try to only use it when I really need it. But it's been a total lifesaver if I'm stuck on a home repair project or something and I just need that quick consult. Before I wrap up, I have one more tip about live mode, and that's that live conversations are great for brainstorming, but you'll notice that the responses they give are not the most detailed. So if you type something into one of these AI tools, you will get a very detailed response. If you ask in voice mode, you will not, because it's meant to be spoken back to you. So when I am done with the brainstorming part of the conversation and I want to take it into a detailed plan, I actually just close out of live mode. And then I type in a request in the same thread. So it has that context. So after that Substack lunchtime brainstorm, I then closed out of the live mode. And I typed in a prompt asking it for a detailed launch plan that I could fit into my busy schedule, and it came back with a very detailed plan. If you want to try this yourself, just look for the voice chat icon. It's like a set of vertical lines with the biggest line in the middle. I will be sharing some specific tips on using live mode for language learning in my next episode. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe.